Processed meats, like bacon, ham, hot dogs, and deli slices, aren't just risky because they're salty or fatty. The deeper concern lies in their chemical makeup, specifically the presence of nitrites and their ability to form nitrosamines, a class of compounds with well-established carcinogenic potential. This pathway, which begins with a preservation technique and ends with DNA damage in the gut, explains why even small, frequent servings of processed meat are linked to a measurable increase in colorectal cancer risk. Nitrites and their chemical cousins nitrates are added to processed meats to prevent bacterial growth, preserve the pink color, and enhance flavor. On the surface, this may seem harmless or even beneficial, but once ingested, nitrites can undergo a chemical transformation in the acidic environment of the stomach, especially in the presence of proteins like those found in meat. This reaction leads to the formation of nitrosamines, compounds that can directly damage DNA, mutate cells, and initiate the process of tumor development. Nitrosamines are not new to science. They've been studied for decades and are recognized by multiple international health agencies, including the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, as potent carcinogens. Their danger lies in their ability to alkylate DNA, meaning they attach methyl or ethyl groups to DNA bases, disrupting normal replication and repair. Over time, this can lead to mutations in tumor suppressor genes or oncogenes, setting the stage for cancer development, especially in the colon and rectum, where these compounds linger and interact with the gut lining. Processed meat poses a particular threat not only because of nitrite content, but also because of its high heme iron content, which can amplify nitrosamine formation. Heme iron catalyzes the production of N-nitroso compounds in the gut and promotes oxidative stress and lipid peroxidation, further damaging cells and increasing inflammation. This creates a synergistic effect. Nitrosamines initiate the DNA damage, and heme iron, along with chronic low-grade inflammation, helps sustain the cancer-promoting environment. Compounding the problem is the frequency of consumption. Processed meats are often eaten daily, especially in Western diets. Studies have found that eating just 50 grams of processed meat per day, about 1 hot dog or 2 slices of bacon, can increase colorectal cancer risk by 18%. This isn't based on a single study, but on decades of epidemiological evidence backed by plausible biochemical mechanisms. What's especially concerning is that many consumers are unaware of this process. Nitrites are rarely highlighted on food packaging, and health messaging around cancer risk often gets lost in the noise of calorie counts and fat content. Even natural or organic processed meats labeled as nitrate-free may use celery powder or beet juice, which are natural sources of nitrate, and the same conversion pathway still applies. The source may seem cleaner, but the chemical outcome in the body is nearly identical. There's no question that nitrites are effective as preservatives. They reduce the risk of botulism and other foodborne illnesses. But the trade-off is long-term risk, and many health experts argue that alternative preservation methods, such as high-pressure processing or refrigeration advancements, make these chemical additives less necessary today than they once were. Ultimately, the carcinogenic pathway from nitrites to nitrosamines to DNA damage is not speculative. It is biochemically sound and epidemiologically supported. And while no single food causes cancer in isolation, the regular consumption of processed meats creates a chronic exposure to these risk factors that can accumulate over time. Given the preventable nature of this exposure, the most prudent course of action is to treat processed meat not as a daily staple, but as an occasional indulgence, if at all. In terms of public health, clearer labeling, stronger regulations, and greater consumer education are urgently needed. The science is no longer ambiguous. Nitrites, through the formation of nitrosamines, are not benign. They represent a real, modifiable risk in the modern diet, and one we can act on now, before the damage becomes irreversible.